Is Uncle Roger fried rice overhyped? YouTuber comedian Uncle Roger recently opened his restaurant in Malaysia, and fans are going crazy because everyone has been waiting for this for a long time. Uncle Roger became famous for roasting other chefs online and reacting to egg fried rice videos. But he doesn't just react, he really knows how to cook egg fried rice, so his fans are excited to try out his cooking finally. However, the reality is a bit different from what most people think, leaving us to wonder if Uncle Roger's fried rice is as good as it looks in his videos, or is it overhyped? Who is Uncle Roger? It is actually the story of Nigel, a Malaysian-born comedian who created one of the most iconic Asian personalities on the internet. Before he was critiquing everyone's fried rice technique, Nigel was actually pursuing a very different path. Growing up in Shiraz, a suburb of Kuala Lumpur, he eventually left Malaysia to study engineering and philosophy at Northwestern University in the United States. Like many aspiring comedians, he started off working a regular job as a data scientist in England. But everything changed during the pandemic when Nigel created the character of Uncle Roger, a stereotypical Malaysian uncle with a thick accent, orange polo shirt, and an obsession with proper Asian cooking techniques. His breakthrough moment came in July 2020 when he posted a reaction video to a BBC food presenter's rice cooking method. The video, which showed Uncle Roger horrified at the sight of someone draining rice with a colander, exploded online and racked up over 38 million views on YouTube. The character struck a chord with audiences worldwide, with his catchphrases like haiyaa and puyo,
haiyaa,
and his no-nonsense critiques of Western chefs attempting Asian cuisine. Uncle Roger became a global phenomenon. His particular focus on proper fried rice technique became his signature, leading to memorable roasts of celebrity chefs like Jamie Oliver, whom he considers his arch nemesis. He rose to fame quickly, gaining 11 million followers on TikTok, 9.8 million YouTube subscribers, and 4.6 million followers across Instagram and Facebook. His videos follow a simple but effective formula. Uncle Roger watches cooking videos, particularly those featuring Asian cuisine, and provides running commentary filled with cultural insights, humor, and his trademark brutal honesty. What made Uncle Roger particularly successful was how he managed to blend entertainment with actual culinary knowledge. While his reactions were exaggerated for comedy, his critiques often contain legitimate cooking advice about important elements like wok hei, which is the distinct flavor that comes from proper wok cooking and authentic Asian cooking techniques. This combination of humor and expertise helped build his reputation as someone who genuinely knew what he was talking about when it came to Asian cuisine, particularly fried rice. Growing the brand. But Uncle Roger wasn't just trying to make his viewers laugh at his jokes, he was slowly building a brand. His entire persona became synonymous with one thing: the perfect fried rice. Every video where he criticized another chef's technique, every comment about proper wok hei, and every reaction to creative but questionable rice cooking methods only reinforced his image as the ultimate authority on Asian rice dishes. The formula was brilliant in its simplicity. By positioning himself as the harshest critique of fried rice in the culinary world, he created massive expectations for his own cooking abilities. His videos showing his own fried rice technique gained millions of views, with fans eager to learn from the self-proclaimed master. The character's popularity grew beyond just cooking critique. Uncle Roger became a cultural phenomenon, with his catchphrases and mannerisms becoming part of internet culture. So when news broke that Uncle Roger was opening his own restaurant, it seemed like the natural next step. After all, if you spend years telling people what they're doing wrong with fried rice, eventually you have to show them how it's done. The announcement of Foodie in Pavilion, Kuala Lumpur created an instant buzz. But here's where things took a different turn from what most people were expecting. You see, Uncle Roger's whole brand is about reaching the regular folk. He claimed to be an uncle for all, which made people feel like if he ever opened a restaurant, everything would be cheap. However, instead of starting small with a food truck or a humble street-side restaurant, Uncle Roger went big. His restaurant opened its doors in September 2024 on the 7th floor Pavilion Elite, one of Malaysia's most luxurious shopping malls. This space was decorated in his signature orange and yellow colors, complete with a statue of Uncle Roger himself. The menu has everything from classic fried rice to fusion creations with customizable toppings and sauces. But instead of being cheap, most items on the menu are pricey. Because of this, many people are asking if Uncle Roger has been lying to us all this time about being an uncle for all, or if his fried rice is just so good that it deserves a premium price. Is Uncle Roger really a good uncle? Apart from the really high price, there are a few more things Uncle Roger's restaurant has not been delivering on. One of the first things you'll notice when visiting the restaurant is the queue. Whether it's on weekdays or weekends, the line is usually very long, stretching far beyond the entrance. While long queues can sometimes be a good sign, waiting several hours for fried rice might make even the most patient food lover question their life choices. Once you finally make it inside, you'll quickly notice that this isn't your typical Malaysian eatery. As we said earlier, the prices are a little too high. You're talking about paying nearly double what you'd spend at other Malaysian franchise restaurants. A basic meal with a few dishes can easily set you back 170 ringgit, which is around $40. That's serious money in Malaysia, especially for what's essentially street food elevated to mall prices. As for the dining experience itself, well, that's where things get interesting. The restaurant has some peculiar service quirks that most people absolutely hate. They've adopted the strange omakase-style serving system where dishes come out one at a time with significant gaps between each course. Imagine sitting with your friend, watching them finish their food while you're still waiting for yours to arrive. Even worse, once you're seated, you can't make additional orders. It's a one-and-done situation. For a restaurant serving casual food like fried rice, this feels unnecessarily rigid. Now let's talk about the general waiting times, because there's a lot of waiting. We're not just talking about the queue to get in. Once seated, you might find yourself waiting up to 50 minutes for a plate of fried rice. That's longer than some episodes of Uncle Roger's YouTube show. At this point, you might start wondering if they're growing the rice in the kitchen. This might all be because of the large number of customers at the restaurant and the lack of experience the staff has since the restaurant is still new, so we might see some improvement later on. But here's the million-dollar question. Is the food worth all this hassle? The truth is, it's actually pretty good, just maybe not wait an hour and pay premium prices good. The signature fried rice does show signs of proper technique. It's flaky, well-seasoned, and has decent wok hei. The shrimps are good, the sunny side up egg usually comes perfectly cooked when it finally arrives, and the rice has a nice savory balance without being too salty. What's particularly puzzling is the restaurant's location choice. Uncle Roger built his brand on being the people's uncle, the relatable Asian guy who keeps it real. But opening in Pavilion Elite, one of the most upscale malls in Kuala Lumpur, feels like a departure from that image. When you're charging premium prices for street food classics, you're setting yourself up for some serious scrutiny. As Uncle Roger himself might say, if you're poor, just get this one. Only 18 ringgit in Pavilion. What can you get in the Pavilion for 18 ringgit? Maybe one shrimp. The irony here is funny. The portion sizes don't help either. For the prices being charged, many diners expect more generous servings. When you're paying boutique restaurant prices for hawker-style dishes, every grain of rice counts. And while the food generally maintains a good standard, it's hard to justify paying 3 or 4 times what you'd pay at a local mamak stall for fried rice that's only marginally better. Uncle Roger still has a lot of improvements to do as a cook and also in his restaurant. Even though his food is better than most franchises out there, it still needs a lot of improvement to meet the standards he set for himself. If you have the money to spend, then you should give Uncle Roger's fried rice a try. If not, just follow his recipes online and make yourself something way more affordable that would probably taste even better.